In this video, we are going to learn to sew our inseam of our pajama pants. Remember, so we have this curve up here, and we're starting at the bottom of the curve, and we'll go all the way down to the bottom of the pants. We've already pinned this. It should be ready to go. If you aren't this far, then go back and watch the previous video. But we are going to sew this at 5/8 seam allowance. So I'll start by taking my threads and pushing them back behind, and then I'm going to line up my fabric at 5/8 inch seam allowance. And if you look here, I have my 3/8 inch, that'll be 4/8 or 1/2, and this is 5/8. So that's where I'm going to line everything up, and I'll just make sure my raw edges are lined up together as well. Starting at the bottom of the curve, right, lining that up with my 5/8 inch seam allowance, and I will go ahead and back stitch. So I'm just doing with a regular one, like the one stitch that's already on my machine when I get started. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. If you chose to zigzag, then you would have already zigzagged seam finish like this curve and then down the leg and then your other side leg. But you don't have to do that. So we're just going to sew forward 3, back 3, do our back stitching, take the pins out as we go, and I'll just keep everything lined up with my 5/8 inch seam allowance. As I sew, I'm not watching my needle. I'm watching this line right here to make sure that everything's always lined up with my 5/8 inch seam allowance. And then I'll back stitch here at the end. Okay, trim that thread. You'll want to trim both sides. So I went through and I just did this from the curve, right up here. I'll trim that thread in a second. From the curve, I back stitched at the top of the inseam, so down to the bottom, and back stitched, and that's what you're doing here. You can go ahead and do your other side as well. I'm not going to do it on the video for sake of time, but you can do it on your other side as well.